Hey, it's Jonah. Welcome back to my channel. Every day when I get back on this channel, then I always have to comment on two things. One, comment on what I'm drinking. So I'm drinking this coffee in my Love Ya mug. I'm pretty sure this is butter toffee coffee from Gloria Jean's. Very good stuff. It's very hot. I just made it. But yeah, 3 p.m. Let's make hot coffee, you know? The second thing I always have to comment on is what I'm wearing. And I'm wearing this shirt. I got me and Alvi these matching shirts for Christmas, and I think they're super awesome, and yeah, I just love it a lot. So, however, the point of this video is not to talk about coffee and things related to coffee. The point of this video is I wanted to talk about my experience being trans in high school. Definitely, I do not claim to say that everybody's school is going to be like this, especially because there's a lot of factors that go into it for me. First of all, you should know that I do online courses through a program in my state. So obviously face-to-face school and online schools are going to have different perspectives and different ways of dealing with trans students. So basically for elementary and middle school, I went to a Catholic private school. I started going to a public high school my freshman year, and that was my first time exposed to public schooling, and I developed a lot of social anxiety, and so I stuck it out my freshman and sophomore year in that school. But my social anxiety was so bad that I was staying home more days than I was going to school, just because I didn't want to be at school because I was so anxious. So I finally convinced my parents to let me do online school. So for my junior year, I did online school, and at this point I didn't come out. I started questioning my gender identity in April of 2015, and that was during second semester of my junior year. So I thought that there would be a negative response to that, but then by the time first semester senior year came, then I knew that I didn't want to go by my birth name anymore, and I knew that I didn't want to be misgendered and all this other stuff. So I thought for my own comfort that I'd try to do something about it. I do also want to point out that I only have one semester of my senior year because I'm graduating early, so I can't really say that I've had that much exposure to being out in high school, but I still wanted to talk about it and how the situation was handled. I remember that it was right before school started, and I was driving home from course selection meetings with my mom, and I said to her, what do you think about me contacting the school counselor and kind of telling her my situation and seeing if there's anything that they can do as far as changing my name in the program? Because basically my online school program, you log in and you have a username that's set to your legal name, and then your profile is based off of your legal name and all of this stuff. So I was I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to see my birth name every time I log into school and have to be known by that and stuff. My mom wasn't really supportive of me emailing my school counselor. She just thought that I should suck it up for a semester and deal with being misgendered and deal with being called the wrong name and that stuff. But I just knew that I couldn't handle another semester of that, so I didn't email her. But then the beginning of the school year started, and for the first week of online school, generally it's a lot like public school where you get new teachers and they want you to do introductory activities to kind of get to know you and get to put your name to a face and that kind of thing, and just get familiar with you. I had several of those kind of assignments for my classes for the first week. I didn't want to go on and introduce myself as my birth name, so I literally, for all of the classes that I had to do that for, I said, look, this is my name, I do not go by this name. I don't know if there's anything that can be done about this, but just so you know, I don't go by this name, and if you don't call me by the name that I want to be called by, I probably won't come to your class, and I probably won't make the extra effort to attend your class or whatever. I told them that I didn't have my name changed legally yet, and that I was hoping that it could somehow be changed on the website, but I didn't really know if that was possible since it is a legal form, and you open a roll through the state, and that's all legal stuff. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to change it, and I didn't really know how much they could do. But to my surprise, two of my teachers, my digital imaging teacher and my government teacher, were super supportive of it. And they were oh, well, we're going to email the school counselor, and we're going to reach out to some other people that are in charge of the website and see if there's anything they can do. And then basically from them reaching out to the counselor, she called me and we had a personal meeting and we talked about it. And then she got the principal of my school involved. He said that I could go ahead and try to change my name on the site, but he didn't know if it would work, if it would show up. I tried it and it worked, but then it resets at midnight. So every time I go into the website, I have to manually change the name in there before I can like go to classes and stuff. He wasn't aware of this, so when I told him this, he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I wish we could do something more for you. He even said that they were gonna hire coders to come in and rewrite part of the site that makes it switch over at midnight so that like more trans kids to come can be called by their correct names versus being called their birth names. And I think that's so awesome. I thought that my school was gonna have such a negative response to me coming out, but to my surprise, they were so supportive and so nice. And it's just interesting to me that I thought that they were gonna be so against this, and I thought that I was gonna have such a hard time and that there was gonna be nothing I could do and that I just have to suck it up for another semester like my mom said to do. But they were so supportive and so nice. It was just so crazy to me that these people were more supportive than my family was at that point. And another cool thing about this is the first week in my digital imaging class, it was before I had figured out that I could change my name on the site, even if it did switch back over at midnight. Basically, I went to class and my teacher, she private messaged me and was like, hey, do you want to go on the chat and just explain to your classmates that you go by Jonah and you don't go by the name that's on the screen? And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. I basically said, hey, look, like I know that my name on the display says this, but I go by this, so if you could please respect that. Not even a minute later, I had a private message from one of my classmates, and this classmate said, hey, are you by chance trans? And I said, yeah, I am. Why? And he was like, I am too. And I was like, and apparently he was in the same boat as I was as far as not being able to change his name on the school site. And it just was like, and then my teacher, she emailed me after class. She was basically very appreciative that I spoke up and put myself out there. She was not aware that my other classmate was trans and needed to go by a different name. She was not under that impression at all, and he hadn't spoke up to her, and because I spoke up, he spoke up, and she was just really appreciative of that. My school said that I can have Jonah on my diploma, so that's really exciting. My quality of schooling this semester has been substantially greater than last year. I don't have to be worried about being called the wrong name. Like I said, this isn't going to be the situation for everyone. I really wish it can be, just because I want everybody to have the quality of schooling that I have where I can be addressed the way I want to be addressed and I don't have to worry about that. I don't regret coming out. I really don't. I'm so happy I did, and it made things so much better for me. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you guys in a video probably very soon. So stay tuned for that. I will see you soon.